I declare and decree in this season, I will submit to the voice of the Holy Spirit calling my name. I am walking in the fullness of His purpose and plan for me and my life. It is my
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of She Emerged, the manifestation of me. With me, your host, S.H.E. How are you all doing? It is awesome, and amazing to be in the number on today. Um, I thank God just for the blessing and the gift that is life, for waking me up this morning and giving me the opportunity, another opportunity, to get it right. We don't thank God, or I don't thank God enough for the little things, as I spoke about in my last video. So in this season, I'm trying to be or working harder at being intentional, at just being grateful and thankful for what I have, and just the gift of life, the gift of being able to wake up in the morning and do what I do, is a blessing. Amen. Amen. So, how are you all today? I pray that you all are having as blessed a day as I am. I pray that you all have um, made a conscious decision to just be happy, to be at peace, to find peace, and settle whatever it is that is holding you back or holding you hostage, um, in your life, and that you are embracing this journey from trauma to triumph, um, because we all deserve to be happy. So, today, I just want to continue the conversation we were having in the last episode, about being good stewards over what we have. And so, there is someone in the Bible that we quote this particular scripture and talk about. Um, it is First Chronicles 4:10, and it reads, "Oh, that you would bless me and enlarge my territory. Let your hand be with me and keep me from harm so that I will be free from pain." Ooh, that's a mouthful. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. That's a mouthful. And I don't want to jack his name up because I'm super horrible with that, but I want to say Jabez. And that is his prayer. And so, because I myself have uttered these words, maybe not in this manner, but some version of this, we all have. This is considered a breakthrough prayer. You're praying for breakthrough. You're praying for a shift. You're praying to be loosed from something. You're praying for just that thing that you need to be better. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a physical thing. It could very well be your mental health. It could very well be your spiritual growth and health. It could be a lot of things. For me, um, it was all encompassing. I was looking for a change. I was looking for a change in my circumstance, my situation. I was looking for a change in perspective, because I recognize and realize that in order for my territory to be enlarged, I had to open my mind and be receptive to what that may be. My mental territory. Was I stranded in the valley? Was I stuck in a space and place, where I couldn't go any further because I was tethered to the past and kind of teetering in the middle? And I needed for God to give me direction, but I needed to be open to that direction, um, in order for it to work. And it's a process. I've said before that, salvation is the easy part. It's deliverance that's a work and takes the most time. And it's probably a lifelong journey, because deliverance comes in, there's levels to deliverance. And so for me, when I uttered those words, I was looking for clarity and the will, and trying to will myself, um, to get to where I need to be. So when you ask God to bless you, you have to know and wholeheartedly believe. One, you have to believe and have faith that He's able. You can't just utter those words surface and not believe them, You know, faith is the substance of things unseen. You don't see it. It's not there. It's just you're having faith. You believe, you're believing for something. And so when you are asking God to bless you, you have to believe that He is absolutely capable of doing what you asked Him to do and not just speaking it to be speaking it. Um, and even some of the best of us Christians have moments when we believe, but we get in the way because we don't sit still long enough to hear. Um, and so when you ask God to bless you, you have to wholeheartedly surrender to that thing. You have to literally lay it at His feet and surrender to His will, and allow whatever His will is to take place, take root, and go with it and get in alignment. Um, I had someone, an amazing woman, one day tell me that it's not that God didn't have it for me. I just wasn't in alignment with it. And I knew and understood instantly that that was for me because I wasn't in alignment with it. I was afraid of it. I was afraid of the unknown. I was afraid what people would say. I was afraid of not being accepted. I was, I feared rejection, or I was already misunderstood. Is this new level going to make it worse? Like, are they really going to, misunderstand me now? Um, And it took me a little while to get in alignment with those things, that I was not only believing God for, but that He actually believed for me. But once I got in alignment and understood and accepted it for what it was and was willing to submit to His will, things began to change. Um, and not in my time, but in His time. And it's still a work in progress. And I still am required to do the work and keep my hand to the plow. And every day, it's work. I have to choose to be better. I have to choose to work on these things. I have to choose to be accepting of His will for me. And it's a daily acceptance. I have to choose to trust Him and not me, not rely strictly on me. And I have a tendency to do that because I'm a control freak. And I think I can fix and control everything, but I cannot. And so I had to get to a space and place where I was um, aligned with the will of the Father and what He had for me. And regardless to what anyone else believed, wanted to believe, accepted, and saw, I had to see it and I had to be in alignment with it and stay still and not run from it because I didn't want the rejection, or I didn't want people questioning me, or I didn't want people. I was listening to the naysayers, and I allowed their voices to become bigger and louder than that of the Father, and that was wrong because whatever it is He's called me to do, it was not a conference call. It was a Shalimar. This is what you're going to do, and this is what I'm requiring of you. And I allowed outside influences to influence how I received that information. Um, and it was delayed, not denied, but delayed. And so I had to get into alignment. And so sometimes we have to get into alignment with what God says, regardless to what the world says. Because again, He didn't call him, He called you. And so you stay the course and allow Him to do what it is that He has put you in position to do, and trust that He will orchestrate everything that needs to be orchestrated in order for it to work for His good. He will bring the room to you. And that was a very strong lesson that I had to learn. I couldn't just keep saying bless me and not be in alignment with the work that it took to receive the blessing, or making room for Him to, um, making room for the blessing by cutting the baggage. In this prayer, He also says, enlarge my territory. And I've heard people say, enlarge my territory, and I do not believe, and again, for myself, it's not always about physical territory, or land, or an area. Um, when I pray that prayer, because I'm going to speak for me, it's It's hard work. Enlarge my territory. Give me the space that I need to receive the blessings. Help me to clear out the old so that I may be accepting and have space for the new. We crowd ourselves with overthought, um, external thoughts and feelings and emotions. And again, I've said this and I've talked about it in the last podcast, because we give too much credence to what others have to say. We allow people to rent too much space in our minds and our hearts. And so when you do that, you don't have space for what God has for you, because you've crowded the space with things that aren't from Him and literally have nothing to do with you. I'm learning that how someone feels about me is a them problem, unless I've done something to directly offend them. I have to allow them their feelings. I don't have to assist them in their feelings, but I do have to allow them their feelings and move out the way and let God do what God did. Sometimes you just have to pray for people and be done with it and be okay with it. And that's the space that I'm in right now. I'm just going to pray for you and leave you alone with that. Um, because that's all I got to offer you. I don't have room for your feelings and your opinions of me, because I'm too busy making room for those blessings to land. I need for those things that are spinning in the air to come on down. And in order for them to come on down and land where they're supposed to land, I got to clear some space and make a landing strip for them to make their way to their intended receiver, which is me. But I can't do that if I'm holding on to your stuff and how you feel and how you see me. I need to be okay with how I see me. And my very good girlfriend said to me, she was like, it's time for you to come up higher. But I couldn't do that because I was weighed down by all the baggage of outside noise and internal struggles. And so once I got rid of the outside noise, I was able to deal with, and am still dealing with, those internal struggles and fears. And as I deal with them and clear them away and give them to God and move forward, I am making room for the blessings to land. And so God has in fact answered that prayer and is enlarging my territory. He is giving me more space to grow, because I made room not just for the blessings, but when I made room for the blessings, I made room for Him. And when I made room for Him, I made room for me, the me that He has called me to be. And so now I have space for those blessings to land and take root and grow and be nurtured. And He will send the water. He will send the feed. He will send what is necessary for those things to grow and be nurtured in me. He's going to send it. I just needed to make room for them to get here and be here and reside here. Amen. So, enlarging your territory, you have to think outside of the box. You have to think outside of your humanness and your flesh. Enlarge your territory. How? We have to be strategic. I'm learning to be strategic in my prayer. So, enlarge my territory. Not just my home, because listen, I would love a bigger home. I got a lot going on. But in order for me to receive that and do it the right way, I need to be a good steward over these little things. And that includes making space for the blessings to land and take root, so that I can come up higher. But I cannot rise if I'm being weighed down by things that literally aren't mine to hold on to. And so in this season, I'm learning to let go and let God. And even if I don't agree with it, then I'm going to pray and give it to God, because there's nothing that I can do to change your mind. When a person is convinced to feel the way that they feel, there is really nothing you can do other than pray and ask the Father to settle there and help them clear it out. It may be something that they're dealing with that is causing them to look at you with such a skewed view. So my prayer would be strategically, Father, first and foremost, clear my purview. Remove the log from my eye so that I don't start to look at them differently as I'm praying for you to ask them to look at me differently. And then I'm going to pray for the ability to love them through it, even when it hurts. And once I deal with me, now, Father, I need you to put your hand on them so that we can be doing this thing together and they can get to where they need to be so that they can have whatever it is that they need to feel okay, so that they can do the hard work, so that they can be free from whatever it is that's putting them in this posture, um, to have them looking at me uh, differently. So I've learned in this season that that is the way to go with that. Um, so, sorry, somebody decided to call. Um, so that is the way I view and interpret the enlarge my territory, because it's bigger than property, it's bigger than land, it's bigger than physical items. I am the territory that needs to be enlarged so that I may receive um, what is lingering for me in the air, what heaven is trying to drop down for me. Because if the storage is full, then where you gonna put? You can't put nothing there. Okay, so my storage is empty, and I'm available. So the other part of that, moving on to the next portion of it, let your hand be with me. That is an honest statement because he recognizes that he needs God. So I need these blessings to come down. I need to make space, enlarge my territory. But even when you enlarge my territory, please do not remove your hand from me, because I need you in all ways and in all things. And if you're going to enlarge my territory, be it physical or otherwise, I am still going to need your help in managing all of it and keeping it straight. Because without you, my humanness may get in the way. And we know what comes with human when you evolve and you elevate and you get more. Your human side is prone to ego. So you need the hand of God to keep you humble and balanced, so that you may never forget where you came from and how you acquired it. Keep this heart humble. Keep me a servant. I have a servant's heart, and I'm okay with that. Um, that's not always a good thing, but I'm learning to manage it better. But when God gives you more, show me what to do with the more, so that I may be the more for you and for your glory. Don't let my humanness get in the way. Don't let me become engrossed in ego and flagrant. So, yeah, when you enlarge my territory, I'm still going to need your hand, because I need you in all things in all ways. Because in order for any blessing to flourish, you have to have strategy. You have to have a plan. And who better to help you with the plan than the Father? He is the best at it. And it will help keep you going in the right direction so that you don't squander the blessing, being a good steward over the more. Because with the more, you still got to be a good steward over it, because there are no limits to what God can and will do. So again, it's just another level for you to be a good steward over it. But in order to maintain that, you need to rely on Him. So yes, keep your hand on me, because I always want to rely on you, even with the more, not just for the more, but with the more. So can you stay with me when you release these blessings and enlarge my territory? I done made space for you. I need you to reside here, not just visit. I need you, God, I just need you to reside here. Just move in. I know that's a little self. Just move in. Just stay. Don't go. Don't take no visits. No nothing. Just stay here. Because that's how much I need you to help keep this where you need it to be. Because God does all things well, and we as humans get in the way of that. So if He's constantly here, if I'm holding Him close to the vest, and believing Him for all these things, then I have less of an opportunity to get in the way with my humanness. So please reside here. In Him residing here, we becomes to keep me from uh, pain, hurt, harm, danger, pain, all of those things. Because if He's residing here, then He's providing wise counsel. And in providing wise counsel, He's able to help you maneuver some of the things that will come about because with new levels come new devils. And so the enemy is always looking for a way to get in the way. But if you are constantly relying on the Father and you are praying strategically, then you will be able to maneuver those things a lot better. There's a blueprint, and God can help you get around the detours that the enemy may put in your way. But if you are not prayed up, if you are not praying strategically, if you are not keeping him close to you and you close to him, um, then that leaves room for the enemy to come in, and you don't want to do that, because now, remember, let's go back to the top. You've got these new blessings. New blessings require new strategy. Your territory is now enlarged. You're healthy mentally, emotionally, spiritually, um, as in a, as to where you are in that season. Because again, growth happens. We evolve. That's what we are designed to do. Um, you don't want to lose that steam. Now, will you have moments when you're in the valley? You will, but as long as you're holding him close and he's keeping his hand on you, those valleys will just simply be lessons to help you in your next season for whatever it is he's got you designed and aligned to do. Um, we don't just want to look for God at the mountaintop. We want to keep him even when we're in the valley, and praise and worship our way through. And that's personal for me. Like, I like to where I'm a worshiper, so I'm worshiping. I'm worshiped out. I may not always have the words for prayer, but I always have a song, a worship in me, to get me through until I have the words. Um, I may not have all of them, but I know the right ones, to say when necessary. And so keeping him close, um, also helps to keep you out of trouble. Because if you're anything like me, I got a little bit of Jesus. I had a lot of Jesus, but I got a little bit of Peter. And so sometimes Peter need to be checked, because Peter gets into things that Peter shouldn't do. And so I always need to keep God near me to keep me out of trouble, because Peter can be a little Dennis the Menace. Peter is the sass. Peter is the clapback. Peter is the what you say? Because I know you're not talking to me. Yeah, that's the Peter. Peter is the lash out when that rage builds up and you say something to me that I don't like, and I feel the need to pop off. Yeah, that's Peter. Peter just, I don't know. You know, I make space for God so that he can keep Peter in check. But I acknowledge that Peter does live here. So, um, keeping God close will also keep, for me, Peter in check. Now, I don't know what you need to keep him close for to keep in check, but I need Peter to be subdued. Um, so, we ask God to keep us from hurt, harm, and danger, and free from pain, but he can't do that if we don't keep him close. So we go from the blessing, and then the blessing causes the enlargement in the territory, and now we have to be able to maintain the territory. Um, but again, it all goes back to being a good steward over us, over our mind, body, and spirit, um, and maintaining our faith and understanding what faith is, and um, knowing, believing and knowing that God is capable and he's able. And as long as he's capable and able, we are capable and able. Um, and owning our flaws and our faults, and being able to be okay with that and know when to let go. Again, I can't elevate to where God is trying to take me if I'm being weighed down. I cannot move forward if I'm being pulled backwards. And the biggest harness holding those things to me is me. And once I recognize that and I learn to start cutting those, just cutting the bungee, or just let it go. Just let it go. Just let it go. Just let it go. I was better for it. Um, because I just have to believe God and take him at his word. And he's shown me many times over, through with the things that he's brought me through, what he's capable of. And it's not like I don't know it. A lot of times we just choose not to acknowledge what we already know, but we know. We know who God is. We just need a little push, um, to believe him and not get in our own way and not allow other people's humanness to get in our way. Um, so as I said on the previous podcast, the previous episode, we have to be good stewards over what we have. And I can't stress enough that it's not just about physical wealth. It's not just about physical, tangible items. We have to be good stewards over us, over your mind, keeping it clear and not allowing it to become weighed down, um, over our spirits, nurturing it the best way we can, keeping it fed, staying in prayer, um, conversation, counseling, therapy. Stop shying away from it. If you need it, you need someone to talk to that you can trust, then get the therapy, get the help. You need it. But you want to be a good steward over your spirit, because that thing lives with you. Drink your water, mind your business. That part. And part of minding your business is tending to your business. And you are your business. You are your biggest project. Your first ministry starts at home. Your home base is you. And if you're no good for you, you're going to be no good for your home. So be a good steward over you. It's not always about material wealth. It's you. You are valuable, and you're important. You're capable, but you have to know that more than anybody. The biggest flex for me is to have a heart like Jesus. Nah, is that easy to do? No. But for me, that is the goal. I want that more than anything, because with that comes a lightness. No more, the heavy burdens are kind of lifted, and you're able to maneuver through, and it's weird to be able to do that. And as you get in the habit of it, there are moments when I'm like, ooh, did I just walk away from that? Because literally once upon a time, I probably would have burned it down. But now it is so much easier for me to smile and just walk away like, you have a blessed day. I had a lady honking her horn behind me. My car was acting a little funny and it was stalling. And she was just blaring on her horn as if I wanted to sit at this intersection. And everything in me wanted to get out of my vehicle and tap on her window and ask her, was she okay? And give her the Will Smith treatment. But the God in me said, if you open that door, the consequences will far outweigh the satisfaction you get from slapping her into next week. So needless to say, I was obedient to the spirit, and I stayed in my vehicle, and I did eventually get, out of the way. But the way she was blaring on this horn, I could have been having a heart attack. I could have been having a stroke behind the wheel, anything. But her first instinct was to just lay on this horn, not to come check and say, well, maybe did she pass out behind the wheel? Nothing. I'm just going to blare on this horn and curse her out, not knowing what could have been going on in my vehicle. And I was just shaking my head like I could have been dead. I could have passed out, dropped dead behind the wheel. You never even bothered to check. You just wanted me out of your way. And I prayed that she got to wherever she was going, because it was clearly that serious. But I thank God for the Holy Spirit, because in another life, yeah. So God does all things well. And I'm grateful for the changes that he's making in me, and through me and to me. And I notice, I pay attention, and I'm celebrating all the little wins. I am celebrating all the little changes, the changes that nobody but me and him would know about. And I'm grateful that he loves me enough, and he's taking the time to do that for me. So before I go, I want you to join myself, my friend Lisa Stevenson, Lisa V. Tate Stevenson, the author of Have You Ever Heard a Butterfly Cry? And she has a new book out called I Choose Me. On April 23rd, we will be a part of a conference, From Pain to Peace, hosted by our dear friend Courtney Dansbury. It will be on Zoom. Um, Tickets are on sale at Eventbrite, but you can also get them at FromPainToPeace.com /wellness conference. So go get your tickets. It will be great. It is going to be fun. Again, it is myself, Courtney, Lisa Tate Stevenson, um, this wonderful young lady. Her name is Danielle. She is a psychologist and a VP for Black mental wellness. We have another young lady. She's a PR professional and mental health advocate. Her name is Brittany, and it's going to be great. We are going to have the conversation. We're going to talk about health and wellness, um, our experiences. We're going to share some resources with you, and this is going to be amazing. We had hoped that it would be in person, but as we know, we're going to operate in wisdom, and COVID is kind of in the way. We don't want to jeopardize anyone's health or safety, so this will be on Zoom. We got some swag bags going to be shipped out. Y'all know I like gifts. But this is going to be a very good conversation, and I'm excited, and I want you all to be a part of it and come chat with us. Some of you who I've never met, maybe I'll get to actually meet and see in person. But I'm excited for this conversation. These are some dynamic young women, and I'm proud to be a part of and be considered, um, for this panel. That is an awesome, awesome, awesome experience. It's going to be an awesome experience and an amazing opportunity. And I thank God, because without him, none of this would be possible. So join us on April 23rd. I believe it starts at 12:30. Get your tickets at FromPainToPeace.com /wellness conference. I'm excited. I hope to see you there. I also posted it on my social media, or you can just hit me up and let me know in the comments, and I can get you the information. But I'm super duper excited. Also, check out Lisa's new book, I Choose Me. It is a journal, an interactive journal. Y'all know I love a journal, and I read it. It's dope. Um, because listen, sisters, we are trying to, and brothers, we are trying to get well. We are trying to be mentally healthy and fit in this season so that we can be the best that we can be. Take these tools. God is releasing so many avenues of help, because my avenue may not be for you, but Lisa's may be for you. You know, there's so much out there right now, that is encouraging us, to be better, to be well, to be the best us that we can be. Um, Listen, jump on the wagon, do it. We got to 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 do it. Also, listen, my girl Tamita Brockington, my sister, the teacher, the Noah, in my life, her book is still available. Marriage is not a fairy tale. This is an amazing book. Whether you're married or not, get your copy at tamitabrockington.wixsite.com /website. Get into it. Marriage is not a fairy tale. Before you take the leap, you might want to read this book. She is outlining her journey. Tamita has been married longer than me. Um, they got that old school love, and they are just an awesome couple, and they're sharing their story, the bumps in the road, because marriage is absolutely not a fairy tale. You hear me? I love my husband, and he is absolutely my Prince Charming, but we have our moments. And I think that we need a realistic view of marriage so that people can stop rushing into it and then running out of it. So if we go in with the facts, if we go in with um, real experience and knowledge, then I think we can create some more longevity in these marriages. So grab that book. Marriage is not a fairy tale. It is on sale right now, by my good girlfriend and the Noah to my life, the teacher, Tamita Brockington .wixsite.com /website. Grab that book. And there's some new books coming out that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. My good friend from Back to Eden Publishing, Back to Eden News Mag Publishing, Clarissa Reinhart, the 8 Prayer Watches. Get into it. Get into it. Because listen, God is calling us higher in this season. And he's going to hold you accountable for you, not me. I'm giving you the tips. I can lead you to the water. I can't make you drink. I'm doing what I need to do for me. because I am responsible for me, and I'm being accountable in this season, and you be accountable. Again, everything ain't for you. Everybody's voice is not for you, but get to where you need to be with God, because it ain't gonna be me standing next to you on Judgment Day. Okay, alrighty now, y'all get these books. As always, the sun rises alone every day and still manages to shine. The moon rises alone every night and still manages to light someone's way. Be the light. You are capable. You are worthy. You are loved. You are perfect just the way that you are. Have a blessed day, and I'm so excited. I will talk to you guys next time.
Reaping season, and I shall reap the harvest of my labor as promised. I have been called. I am a willing vessel.